Before I break down the significant fallout from Thursday night and what my sources are saying about the officiating controversy in Los Angeles, do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. It helps the algorithm more than you know. Also, I want to see exactly where Rams House is representing today, so drop your name and your city in the comment section below so we can see how far this fan base reaches. Now, let's get right into the situation brewing inside the Rams organization following that difficult Week 16 loss. I have been speaking with people close to the situation, and the frustration level regarding the officiating crew is palpable, extending from the locker room all the way to the Stafford household. While players usually keep their critiques internal to avoid fines, Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly Stafford, has publicly voiced what many fans were thinking regarding the questionable behavior of the officiating crew during the loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Kelly noted via her social media channels that she witnessed referees appearing visibly excited after a deep completion moved Seattle into Rams territory, a behavior she flagged as highly irregular. She went on to question the blown dead two-point conversion and the illegal man downfield calls, suggesting that the sequence of events made little sense without further scrutiny. This isn't just a spouse venting. It highlights a growing tension between the Rams and league officials, especially after wide receiver Puka Nacua was fined $25,000 for claiming officials make calls just to get television time. My sources indicate that while the organization is publicly trying to move on, privately there is a demand for accountability regarding the consistency of these calls. The centerpiece of this controversy, however, involves Matthew Stafford himself and his confusion over a specific rule application that altered the game's momentum. On a critical two-point conversion, the Seahawks fumbled the ball, only to recover it and advance it into the end zone. Stafford, a 15-year veteran who has seen almost everything in this league, told reporters he was baffled by the ruling. His understanding, which aligns with the general knowledge of the Holy Roller rule, is that inside 2 minutes or on fourth down, the offense cannot advance a fumble, only the fumbling player can recover it at the spot. Stafford frankly admitted he wants to know the rule, noting that if fumbling forward is a viable strategy, every player going down should just toss the ball forward to a teammate. It is a logical point that exposes a potential gray area or a misapplication of the rules that New York apparently signed off on during the review process. This brings me to Sean McVay, who is taking a much more legislative approach to this issue. My understanding is that McVay intends to use his influence as a member of the NFL's competition committee to address this specific loophole. While he expressed empathy for the difficult spots officials are placed in, McVay was clear that plays like that fumble advancement are not something the league wants in the game. When a head coach explicitly states that the competition committee will discuss a specific play, it signals like the franchise views the ruling as a systemic failure rather than just a bad break. McVay is looking to close the door on offensive fumble advancements in critical situations to ensure the integrity of defensive stops is maintained. Beyond the officiating, the fallout from this loss has massive playoff implications that I need to break down. The Rams have dropped from the number 1 seed in the NFC all the way down to the 5th seed, and they have fallen to 2nd in the division. This loss effectively handed control of the NFC West destiny back to the San Francisco 49ers, meaning the Rams no longer control their own path to a home playoff game. They have already clinched a berth, but the difference between playing at SoFi Stadium and traveling on the road for the wildcard round is statistically significant. Furthermore, the roster took a hit with starting right guard Kevin Dotson suffering an ankle injury. My sources tell me the team is evaluating the severity, but losing a key interior lineman this late in the season complicates the protection schemes for Stafford just as the schedule intensifies. The offensive line has been the engine of this resurgence, and disrupting that continuity now is a major concern. The Rams have 3 games left to right the ship. The coaching staff is preaching resilience, refusing to use the officiating or the injury report as a crutch for the loss. However, the margin for error has now evaporated. They need to win out and hope for help from San Francisco's opponents to regain the division title. The focus inside the building has shifted from securing the top seed to simply stabilizing the seeding they have left. The narrative coming out of Los Angeles is one of frustration tempered by urgency. They know they were on the wrong side of some questionable calls, but they also know that championship teams must overcome those variables. Stafford and McVay are aligned in their confusion over the rules, but their primary job now is to rally a team that just slid down the standings at the worst possible time. I want to hear from you guys on this specific issue. Do you think the NFL Competition Committee needs to immediately change the rule regarding fumbling forward on 2-point conversions, or was this just a case of bad luck for the Rams? Drop your thoughts in the comments.